The future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed. That quote has never been so accurate. So firstly, thank you so much for coming today. I know that there are literally hundreds of talks about AI happening across the country every single day. So as a thank you, I'm going to give you as much value as possible in this 30 minutes that we've got together. So, a bit of a sense check for the room. Bit of audience interaction to get us going. I'd like to know here who has been to an AI talk before, downloaded a resource about AI, watched a video about AI, trying to understand where it belongs in their business. If you could just raise your hand and keep it up. Awesome. Okay, now how many of you guys within your business have a clear 3-year AI strategy where they can clearly show the return that they're going to get on investment on AI in the next 3 years? And that's the gap. And that gap is mostly due to clarity. Who's seen this report come up? It did a bit of rounds on LinkedIn a few months ago. Anyone seen this? So this is the Anthropic Labour Market Report. Anthropic, who run Claude, which is one of the biggest language model companies in the world, 380 billion valuation. They released this paper. And what it shows here is the theoretical capability of what AI can do in businesses across different sectors, and the observed usage of AI within businesses across the different sectors. So the blue line is showing what AI can actually do. That's the processes that AI can cover. But the red is what it's actually doing in businesses. So for me, I'm seeing a huge opportunity right there. What a gap, but what a great opportunity. If you can't quite see, I'll walk you through some of the sort of big gaps that we're seeing here. So in management, business and finance, computer and math, architecture and engineering, social sciences, legal, arts and media. Across here we've got administration. The opportunities are huge, and we already have businesses starting to close this gap. For example, Anthropic, who run Claude, as I mentioned, they have a valuation of 380 billion, right? Their marketing team is a team of 1. Their developers haven't written a line of code in months. Same with Spotify. Their developers haven't written a line of code. But it's not only the big businesses that are trying to close this gap. Every day I'm speaking to tech founders who are building really lean 1-man, 2-man businesses, such as accountancies, using AI to operate like a team of 25. It's incredible. So the opportunity's there, and I hope that shows you the opportunity really is there. But why can't we capitalize on it? Why do we struggle so hard to capitalize on this opportunity that AI is? Clarity. And I think that's why we're all here today, is we don't see the clear path. To give you an example of this, I was speaking to a managing director, must be about 6 months ago now, and he'd spent over £100,000 on AI across pilots, tools, etc. They were a company in the tens of millions of turnover, right? And he came to talk to me because he said, we've invested as a company over £100,000 in AI, but we cannot show a single cost saving or a single bit of revenue or profit that has come from that investment. And those are the conversations that I'm having every single day. Mind you, not on that scale, but across all business sizes, they're having that same problem. They're going, okay, we'll chuck some money at a tool here, we'll chuck some money at a tool there. but it's not part of a broader plan. There's no success metrics in place to show that it's actually working. So through this talk today, in my probably 20 minutes that I have left, is we're going to talk about how to get that plan in place. The way that I like to start with looking at a plan and the way that we work at 50 Minds is we start with the big picture. What your business looks like in 5 years' time. For those that are interested, I did a white paper about this. If you wanna get it, then you can come over to the stand after. But I did a white paper, and I sort of spent loads of time exploring. Okay, what is B2B services going to look like in 5 years' time? And when it comes to looking at that for your own business, it's looking at what do humans need to be doing. The amount of processes and parts that AI can do, they're so vast. So it's actually easier to look at the other side of it and go, okay, what are humans definitely still going to need to do? So in 5 years' time, I suggest relationships and clients are still going to be talking, still having in-person conversations. I'm still going to be doing things like this. Strategy and decisions, looking at where your business is going, navigating those big decisions, those overall big plans. Governance and sign-off. AI is yet to be able to sign a legal contract. So in the meantime, we're still going to be liable for everything that it does. Something to note. Physical operations. I don't think robotics is quite there yet. So your scaffolders, construction, those sort of things. I think that's still going to be going in the next 5 years. Still going to be a human task. And general oversight. There's going to be a lot more of this. Overseeing what AI agents are doing, looking at the information they're bringing you, looking at the dashboards, how your agents are performing, and making decisions from there. And the rest, AI. That's what businesses realistically are going to be looking like in 5 years' time. So hopefully that will help you think about, okay, within my business, what are humans still going to need to do? What's that end goal? So that's where we're aiming for. Safe AI driving genuine business outcomes. That's what we're going for, right? That's the end goal. But not going to lie, we're an AI business and we're not at that point yet. So I don't think any business really is. But if we have that long-term plan, and we work backwards, what does that look like? So we're going to design down and build up. End goal. Okay, so we've got our know what humans are doing. What workflows is AI actually going to be doing underneath that? So breaking it down more into the processes you do day to day. Then the layer below that is the automated operations and using AI as a co-pilot. So that's what can be 100% automated. No need for AI. Data here goes to data there. And AI as a co-pilot. Sort of using it as a tool, talking to it back and forward. This part, I'll come into in a lot more depth in a second. But ultimately, on top of those, you want to be on top of your integrated digital system. And the quote. So that was 100% human. And we did the same thing. We moved it along this scale. So we had it as a co-pilot. So they put all the information into a language model, had a bit of a back and forth to get the quote sorted, and then they would send it back. Then we moved on to level 3. We automated the whole process so that apart from the final review. So as soon as the quote came in from the engineer that had been out on site, bang, a quote was ready. We just had someone review. It came through in Teams. They just pressed a button and the quote was gone. So that's taken a task that was taking, 30, 40 minutes down to 1 minute? So you don't need to jump to this level 4 or level 3. It's all about doing it in a way where you prove it, you validate the idea, you validate the concept, and move it along this spectrum. But how on earth do you know what AI can actually do? I think that's the biggest question, is what is the capabilities of AI? I have 3 ways that you could answer this question. I hate to state the obvious for the first one. Ask AI. The second one, if you want to be old school, Google search it. The third one is this quote, which may seem a bit strange, but it's a definition of artificial intelligence which I think puts it into the words that we need, that helps us understand. Because the word AI is used so much, it's kind of lost its meaning. I think this is a great one. Artificial intelligence is the science of making machines do things that would require intelligence if done by humans. And that really helps me and clients pass what actually AI can do for them. Is this a task that requires intelligence? So this one looks slightly better. We still haven't got the top of the pyramid, but we're getting there. I wanted to talk you through how we did this at 50Minds. So a few months ago, the team had grown a lot quicker than I planned. My business strategy had changed quite a lot. And I thought, you know what, how about we go through the exact same process that we go through with clients to get our AI strategy sort of back into order to align with our business change, really. So we did it. We all sat down, flip chart and all. We all sat there around a big table and we looked, okay, what does 50Minds look like in this big picture? What are we all actually doing? Because we're not going to be coding. We're going to be monitoring our AI agents. Marketing, Kira over in the corner. Marketing, Kira's not going to be creating content and editing graphics, etc. What is she going to be doing? She's going to be driving her marketing agent's direction. And for me, I'm going to be doing probably things quite similar to this, but much more big picture, strategic thinking of what the business is going to look like. So we worked our way down and we built from the ground up. So we started by refining our strategy and we made sure our systems were in place. So because we're a small business, there's 9 of us. We have Notion, we use HubSpot, we use SharePoint, and we use GitHub, which is a coding database platform thing. So that's our 4 systems. And actually, I'll tell you what, quite a few of them we didn't need to integrate together because it didn't serve us. They all had different information in different places. There would be no need for a pointless integration. So we were quite happy with our systems. They serve our current purpose and they integrate. So they serve our future purpose too. If you're thinking about systems, one question to ask is, does our system have API access? API access basically means that AI automations will be able to link in with that system. So API access. So then we could very quickly get onto our automated operations and AI as a co-pilot. So our developers, like those at Anthropic and Spotify, they don't write code anymore. They direct. They use Claude to plan the code. We use Claude to write the code. We review it. And then we use Claude to then review the code again. So we're acting much more as directors of what we want the code to do. Our team mainly do client communications, having meetings with clients, etc. And then from Kira, from a marketing perspective, her role has changed. She's not making content anymore. She's now using AI more as a co-pilot. It edits, repurposes the content. So it'll still be a video of me because that's what people like, is video content, and it'd still be quite human. But actually, she doesn't go clipping it up anymore. It does it all for her. And now we're building in a whole AI agent system for Kira so that she can literally put in a bit of content and it does repurposing in all different formats. We'll post it or it will sort all of that side of things out so she can look more at strategic direction, and the agents will just tell her, okay, this is how well this is done, this is how well this is performed, and give her an idea so that she can make decisions based on that. And then we'll be bringing in even more agentic work into my life So for an example, I'll show you our proposals that we do. So when we do a discovery session, we used to write a long report, right? We used to write a report. This is where we see the opportunities. This is the processes that you're currently doing. And this is how AI can help. Because of AI, I started by just using AI to help me write that report. But then I thought, actually, AI can allow me to do better, provide more value, and get a higher close rate in my deals. So I created this dashboard. I didn't create it, Claude created it. So I have this sort of overall setup that was made by Claude, this design. But what I do, I put in all of the transcripts, all of the conversations, all of my ideas about the project, and I put it in. And from this, it creates a fully interactive web page that the client can go on and explore all of the different options with ROI graphs and everything. So it's a bit annoying, the video's not playing, that's my own fault. But what they can do, they can click through, they can see all of the different proposals, the roadmap that I've made them, how much return on investment they would get, they can click on the modules they would like. So it's a 100% interactive proposal. And that's been extremely beneficial for my close rate because it just means that they get it. It's put something that's an extremely long document that they'd have probably chucked into ChatGPT anyway, into something that's extremely interactive. So this is the last time I'm going to show you this pyramid before you get completely sick of it. But that's how we're using AI at 50Minds. So as I said, we're a team of 9, pretty much operating as a team of 25, all by implementing AI properly. So the future is already here. It's definitely not evenly distributed. But the question for you is, are you in it? So I want to say thank you so much for coming to this AI talk. As I said, there's loads of AI talks all the time across the country. And I don't want to sell anything to you today, but if you do want some more value out of me, that is our free weekly newsletter. So every week we send an AI insight and it takes 50 seconds to read. 50 minds, 50-second brief, 50 seconds to read. But if you want to get your hands on that, that will just come through weekly, one email, 50 seconds, and a bit of AI advice. Thank you so much for listening.